actually received a phone call. It was a very important phone call. I totally forgot that I was supposed to be uh, presenting something today, and I actually almost missed that opportunity. And luckily, it's just so many things in my mind, so many what you call it, responsibilities that you have to, stay on top of. You know, what I mean, you have to stay on top of a lot of things, especially when you're doing multiple things to try to propel your career forward. But with that said, guys, it's big news, man. Big news. I made a short about it. Bilal Muhammad is injured. Okay, he has a toe injury. Foot looked like a balloon. All right, it is. Excuse me. It is a toe infection. It looks it looks pretty nasty, man. This one is nasty. This is a definitely one you have to pull out. Got to go to the hospital, get your antibiotics. You know what I mean, and take care of that toe and that foot because Bilal Muhammad cannot perform and cannot uh, uh, make it to UFC 310. The UFC, however, have approached Alex Pereira for a potential headliner for UFC 310. That's Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. Now, that's a quick turnaround for Ankalaev, but that's a really quick turnaround for a champion like Alex Pereira. People want to talk about who's the fighter of the year. I've been said Alex Pereira. I don't even give a damn if he takes this fight. He's still my fighter of the year. Why? Because the first thought in everybody's mind when they heard and bro, I'm so hurt. I want to sell car. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. People are commenting on my short right now. I'm telling you. I'm a little bit disappointed too. I wanted to watch Bilal Muhammad really perform. I wanted him to go in there and prove that he is the champion. I wanted him to go in there and dismantle another great fighter. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But like I was saying, the reason why Alex Pereira is the fighter of the year, regardless if he takes the fight at 310 to headline. The reason why he's a fighter of the year, guys, is because the first thought that came to my mind when I read this and I saw that Bilal Muhammad was injured was, I wonder what Alex Pereira is doing. No other fighter came in my mind. The only fighter that came in my mind was Alex Pereira. And look, the UFC has approached him with that opportunity. Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev 310. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm not even sure if that's 100% yet. But that it looks like the UFC is working at that. How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good one. Hopefully you're having a blessed one. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. It takes minimal effort. Give me the thumbs up, okay? I really, really appreciate you guys. Really do from the bottom of my corazon. But this is big news, man. I did not expect Bilal Muhammad to pull out of his fight due to injury. This is a big deal. The UFC right now is scrambling, trying to fix this headliner for UFC 310. How do you tell old girl to stop using so much money on the EBT card? My card declined today at the store, and it was so embarrassing. She might be a single mom after tonight. Well, Bruce, I don't know, man. I really don't know how to help you on that. You know what I mean? I never had an issue with that. I've never been on. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, EBT is temporary. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at things. You know what I mean? If you're living off of the government and you're getting government assistance, I don't think that's a lifestyle that you should have, forever. I think that's a lifestyle that's to put you in a position, to use that as a stepping stool to get out of that, that flow where you're getting assistance from, the government. I think that's a stepping stone to push you and propel you and your family to bigger and better things to help you for necessary things that you need, like paying your bills, paying for your food, and whatnot. But I don't think that's a lifestyle that should last, forever. I think you got to grow out of that and eventually stop getting assistance. You know what I mean? You got to just do it yourself. So I don't know what to tell you about that. I really don't, man. I really don't. So good luck to you. Good luck to her. And like I said, use that as a stepping stone to propel you guys to the next level, man. Because there's levels, you know what I mean? There's levels. Um, where are you just waiting for view? Were you just waiting for viewers? No, no. I just started. I started talking right away. Right when I got on here, I started just talking right away. I started talking about the Bilal Muhammad injury, about his pullout. He has a toe injury. Foot looks like a balloon. It's an infection. Uh, right now, the UFC is actually scrambling to get a headliner for UFC 310. They've approached Alex Pereira, the fighter of the year to me. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the UFC is going to do, but that's one fight that the UFC most likely is going to put on. UFC 310, Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. Thank you, bro. I love you for your words, bro. That's what's up, Bruce. That's what's up. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the chicken cross the road? I have no idea, man. Very genuine, man. Thank you. Yeah, man, for sure. Thank you. Because the chicken went to go to KFC. Wow, that's awesome. All right. Haven't been to KFC in years. Happy Halloween. Well, Jimmy, happy Halloween, everybody. Happy holidays. Happy Halloween. Yeah, guys. If anybody going to any events, anybody gonna go trick or treating, go knock on people's doors with a mask on and pretend like you're somebody else, and then all of a sudden when they open the door, you just crack them a good one, huh? And anybody got plans like that, huh? I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It'll be a good opportunity to wear a mask and dress up and knock on somebody's door that you don't like, and when they open the door, you could just give them a cracking. You know what I mean? And then just go run. That would be hilarious, man. I would love to see that. I'll probably be in the car waiting, and then we drive off. It'll be fucking hilarious. But yeah, man, is anybody doing anything great for Halloween? Hopefully you are. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like and subscribe. Let me get a drink here. Why not? But yeah, guys. The UFC also is trying to put together, in the same time with this whole, dilemma is happening with Bilal Muhammad, them approaching Alex Pereira, potential headliner. The UFC is also trying to put on UFC Sydney, UFC 312. It looks like it's going to be Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. I think that's the fight that's going to happen over there in Sydney. That's going to be the headliner. Is most likely going to be for an interim title fight. The winner gets Ilia Topuria. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I did read an important source that the UFC is working on that as well. UFC 312 Sydney, Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez for the interim title fight. Winner gets Ilia Topuria. Davis, what the F? What you saying what the F to? The whole thing about, dressing up in a costume and then going to somebody's house and pretending like you're somebody else and then knocking on the door, and when that person knocks on the door, opens the door, you just give them a cracking? Is that is that what you saying what the F to? Bro, come on. It'll be hilarious, especially if you don't like the person. If you don't like the person, I'm sorry, that shit's funny. To me, it's funny. You know what I mean? Especially if the person is a vindictive person and the person deserves what's coming to him or her. Bro, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. I want to see it. I'll pay to see it. I'll pay someone to do it. The Iceman would have put down half of these fighters today. Random 1725. The Iceman. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. He had don't get me wrong, he had really good striking. And he had wrestling as well. Chuck Liddell did have wrestling as well, but the game has evolved, man. The game has evolved. Can you imagine Chuck Liddell versus John Jones? Like, that's a no-brainer to me. John Jones would have beat him for sure. I understand Chuck Liddell has, winging punches, but I like Chuck Liddell. I like what he did. He really was, a guy who promoted the UFC the best. If you think about mixed martial arts back then, the first, image that comes to your head is Chuck Liddell. You know what I mean? That haircut that he had, that tattoo on the side of his head, it was just classic. Okay, I'll give you that. Hey, I'm telling you, random 75, 17, 35, 25. I'm telling you, you know. Go knock on a snitch's door and do it. Country. Oh man. You know, maybe not this year. Maybe not next year. Or maybe not even the year after that. But I'll tell you something. When I get the opportunity, I'ma do it, man. You gotta do it when people least expect it. You know what I mean? When people are just relaxed. You feel me? When people are chilling, when they don't expect nothing to happen. You know what I mean? 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the line, when you think everything is sweet, that's when that shit hits the hardest, baby. So yeah, it might not be this year, might not be next year, might not be the year after, but trust me, I think it could happen. I think it'll be very entertaining. But yeah, guys, the UFC is trying to put on some great cards. I don't know if that's a good idea to bring back Alex Pereira so quickly and Ankalaev so quickly as well. I think the Iceman could have been a champion in today's game, but it has evolved. Yeah, random 1725. For sure, the game has evolved. I'm not sure he can be a champion today. There's just a lot of fighters out there right now that are just really, really, really good. You know, they're really good, and yeah, they just evolved. You know, they just evolved. Like first, I didn't when Chuck Liddell lost against Rampage and got knocked out, and then his next fight, I believe it was Keith Jardine. All right, I did not expect Chuck Liddell to lose against Keith Jardine, right? But Keith Jardine was so unorthodox. He ends up winning by unanimous decision against Chuck Liddell, and that surprised me. So when I look at that, I like Chuck Liddell. I love Chuck Liddell. What he did for the UFC, had a great career, great champion, a great run. But nah, not today. Not in today's age. You know what I mean? Not when you're losing against Keith. No, I'm not trying to badmouth Keith Jardine, but yeah. When you lose against a guy like that, no. Alex is my favorite in today. Alex, he's good, man. Alex is good, man. Let me tell you something. That guy is, he's a monster. He goes in there and he looks for the kill. He looks for the finish. He's not looking to go in there and, point fight you. He's looking to go in there and kill you, And that's very, very entertaining. That right there becomes an entertaining fight. Now, I don't know how entertaining it's going to be with Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. But I can tell you what, I'm definitely going for Alex Pereira. I want him to finish out the year on top. So if he could get a quick knockout of Ankalaev, which is going to be tough because Ankalaev is a very durable fighter, But if he's able to get the finish, even if he's, doesn't even take the fight, I still consider him the fighter of the year. I really hope he gets this win so it could, cement everybody's choice for fighter of the year because it's obviously him, in my opinion. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, okay? It helps me build the channel. It keeps us connected, and it takes minimal effort. It takes minimal effort, guys, to give me that thumbs up, all right? So if you're on here and you haven't given me the thumbs up, please give me the thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed, please, let's keep this going. Let's stay connected. You feel me? It'll be a quick one, I believe so. I don't know, random 1725, Ankalaev, he it wasn't an entertaining fight, the fight that he just had against Rakic. But I tell you what, the guy's durable, man. The guy is really, really durable. And he has a keen eye for getting out of the way of combinations. So it could be a tough one for Alex Pereira. It could be a tough one, especially if Ankalaev goes in there and right from jump, he's just trying to get the takedown, and he's trying to, implement that game plan. It's going to be tough for Alex. It's not going to be no cakewalk. I could tell you that much. I could tell you that much, man. It's going to be a tough one, man. Going to be a tough one. He's got the IQ and durability. Who's got the IQ and durability? You're talking about Alex Pereira, or you're talking about Ankalaev? Somebody's got to give the snitch their stitches. Country, I hear you, man. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear you 100%. But trust me, man, sometimes what goes around comes around and things happen without even you interfering. And that's the best part of life. You know what I mean? You sitting back and waiting and just living your life. You know what I mean? Not worrying about other people. And then all of a sudden you receive calls talking about this and that happened. And you're like, wow, I'm not surprised. I mean, I expected it anyways. But yeah, guys, you know what I mean? It's better off just, leaving people alone. And what goes around comes around. You're doing some bad karma. Trust me, bad karma is going to come back after you. That's the way life goes, bro. Both, but Alex has the edge. Yeah, they both have the IQ. They both have the durability. They really do. And they both are coming out of, I want to say, a competitive fight, you know. Alex Pereira with his fight with Roundtree, that went 4 rounds. He ended up getting the finish in the 4th round. That still was a tough fight, all right? And same thing with Ankalaev. You know, he just fought Rakic not too long ago, literally. And that was a tough fight. You know, he took some kicks, took some legs. So I know he probably has some lumps and bruises, probably in his arms and his forearms or his legs. So, you know, they both are most likely going to come into the fight at UFC 310, not 100%. But you know what? When has Alex been 100%? You know, he comes in there with a broken toe against Jerry and knocks him out with that foot in the 2nd round. So it really doesn't matter if he goes in there healthy, unhealthy. The guy is he's always prepared to fight. And that's what I like about Alex Pereira. I don't think I have a favorite fighter right now, though. I got to figure out who's my favorite fighter. I really do. Because, you know, I'm so old. I've been watching this since 2003. And all my favorite fighters are like from back then. All retired. They're not even fighting anymore. So I got to figure out real fast who's my favorite fighter right now. I really do. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Guys, like and subscribe. That's facts. He's never been 100%. Yeah, Alex has never been 100%, man. He has never been 100%. The guy, you know, he comes into fights in short notice. He comes into fights injured. The guy is just trying to answer the call. You know what I mean? He's trying to answer the curtain call. And every time the UFC comes and, you know, and calls him, he's always 100% down. So I could respect that from a fighter of his caliber. Because usually, you know, champions, they walk around with their, like their ass don't stink. And, you know, sometimes they're like, oh, no, I need at least 5 months to prepare for this fight and whatnot, which, you know, it's true. When you're competing at that level, you want to be prepared as much as you can. So, yeah. Imagine 100%. Imagine 100% Alex Pereira. I want to see Alex Pereira, you know, have a full camp. You know, I want to see him have a full camp. But I don't know how that's going to happen. And if he fights, this is actually happening quicker than what I thought and what I actually predicted, because what I predicted was Chimaev goes and fights for the middleweight belt against DDP, Duplessis, and that fight is most likely happening in Africa. Chimaev versus Duplessis in Africa for the middleweight belt. I figured Chimaev beats DDP, right? And I said maybe after he beats DDP, Chimaev can fight Strickland. But now the way things are looking, things are moving really fast. Pieces are moving really, really fast. I expected Alex Pereira and Ankalaev, you know, sometime next year, you know, early 2025. That's what I expected. But with it happening really, really soon, we might just get even earlier competition between Alex Pereira and Chimaev. Champion versus champion. Middleweight champion versus light heavyweight champion. 2025. Classic ground game versus striker. That's the fight I want to see. Is Alex Pereira versus Chimaev. If Chimaev is able to go in there and take the belt from DDP and then call out Alex Pereira for champion versus champion fight, I don't know how the UFC doesn't put on that fight. That fight is amazing. That fight is competitive. All right, and everybody will be tuning in to that fight. Can you imagine the embeddeds and countdown? I don't even like the embeddeds and countdown, but can you imagine the embeddeds and countdown for that fight, Alex Pereira versus Chimaev. Woo! You got my money. You got my money. You can have it, baby. I want to watch that fight. I really do. I would love to watch that fight. But yeah, guys, Belal Muhammad's foot is like a balloon. I feel bad for him. He's in the hospital right now. I'm hoping he gets a quick recovery. He gets all the antibiotics that he needs, and he stays healthy. And he's able to make a nice turnaround for 2025. And yeah, definitely can't compete with a foot like that. That thing is nasty. Very, very nasty. Very nasty foot. It's swollen. Yeah. Good luck to him and good luck to his team, man. Honestly. But yeah, guys, I think the UFC will put that fight on. Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev for 310. I think it'll get done. I really do. And they'll headline that card, and Alex Pereira will come out on top, and most likely take a fight maybe mid-2025. Take a long break, and maybe mid-2025, maybe in June, July, we'll see Alex Pereira compete again if he's able to get through Ankalaev. But that's what I want to see. I want to see who takes the headliner. Who's going to take the headliner, guys? Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's going to take it. I'm really not sure who's going to take it. The UFC right now is scrambling, like I said. Another thing off topic that I do want to bring up is Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno recently, he was in an interview. I forget with who, but he was in an interview, and he was talking about, the much needed rest that he needed to give himself. He talks about all the pressure. All the mental gymnastics that he has to go through as a fighter. To do the press, to talk to the press, to do the embeddeds, to do the countdowns, to go into camp and then competing. He said doing all that really took a toll on him and his mind, and he needed the necessary break. And I thought that was intriguing. I thought that was interesting, coming from him. From a person, his style of fighting is very violent. You know what I mean? He goes in there and there's scrambles, and he's willing to stay in the pocket. He's willing to take a punch to give a punch. So with his style, I think that's very smart to take a long break. You never know what's going on in a fighter's head. So when you hear a fighter talking about, being mentally stressed, I don't know if it was, depression or anything like that, but he was definitely mentally stressed. The things that he had to do just to get through camp and go ahead and compete. He talks about how heavy on his shoulders, it stood. And that whole interview was interesting. And I think more fighters need to be honest with that as well, I think more fighters need to be honest with their mental health, and they need to talk about it. They really need to talk about it. And I'm happy that some fighters are, talking about it publicly, because not everything is, peaches and cream. Not everything is sunshines and rainbows. You know what I mean? We see, what we see is the finished product. We see the embeddeds. We see the countdown. We see him at the press conference where he's, answering all these questions. He's staying sharp. And then we're seeing, the fighter go into, competition and, ends up winning or losing the fight, whatever it is. And, the fighter looks very, very good, excited, but we don't really know what's going on in that mental. We don't really know, specifics, personal things about each individual fighter, So I thought that was a good look for Moreno to share that, because I don't think he's the only fighter going through that. There's a lot of fighters that are just pushing through that. They have this mentality where, is that man's mentality where I'm gonna keep it pushing. Oh, I'm not depressed. I'm not stressed. I gotta keep it pushing. I gotta keep it pushing. When in reality, you need a break. Even an engine, even a well built engine, it needs a break. You know, it needs sometimes a real a great built engine needs a tune up. And that's what a human being needs too. It needs a break. It needs a tune up. It needs to revamp itself. And for Brandon Moreno, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's in the right atmosphere, psychologically. And I'm hoping he competes very, very well on Saturday. I am rooting for him. He's one of those fighters that goes in there, and every time he goes into the octagon, I know for a fact it's going to be entertaining. So for Brandon Moreno, congrats to him, congrats to his team, and bless him and bless his team. And hopefully, he comes out on top this Saturday. And about Rose Namajunas is actually competing this Saturday as well. I'm excited for that fight because this fight has a lot of implications. If she wins this fight, she's able to really call out Valentina and compete for that belt. I'm not sure if it depends of how the outcome looks. If she gets the knockout, if she gets the submission, or is it going to be like a barn burner? Where Rose comes out on top with a split decision or a unanimous decision. It all depends on how the fight looks, and then the UFC would, most likely make their decision on that. But I would like to see Rose Namajunas versus Valentina. I think that's a great fight. I think that's really, really a good fight. And, potentially if Valentina could beat Rose, then she could move up to get that other belt against Juliana Pena, most likely, to be honest, because there's nothing in that division, But yeah, guys, I'm about to get out of here on the 30-minute mark. I've been on here for 27 minutes, guys. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. All right, like I always say, it takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up. And if you subscribe, it keeps us connected. You know what I mean? And if you're feeling my material, that's what's up. Who do you think is the fighter of the year? I think Alex Pereira is the fighter of the year, regardless if he takes the fight with Ankalaev, UFC 310, to replace Belal Muhammad. Alex Pereira is easy, the fighter of the year, for sure. That's my opinion. How you doing? How you doing? Hopefully you having a good one. Bless everybody on the chat, man. Bless everybody on the chat. Guys, like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe, all right? We met again. Yes, we met again. What's going on? What is going on with y'all? Did you guys see? Did you guys see? Did you guys see the Yankees and the Dodgers? Anybody watch the Yankees? I don't watch baseball. I don't watch baseball. So if anybody watched the Yankees and Dodgers, that's what's up to you. It's just a boring sport to me. But a lot of people were excited that the Dodgers won last night. Belal is out. Yeah, Belal is out. Belal is out, man. He got a toe injury. It's a toe infection. It looks very, very nasty. He tweeted it over maybe an hour or two ago. It became headlining news. Right now, the UFC is scrambling. They approach Alex Pereira and Ankalaev to headline UFC 310, and that's most likely what's going to happen because who does the UFC call when they have an emergency? They call Alex Pereira. He's always willing to stand up and stand out. So, yes, Belal Muhammad is out of UFC 310, and they're trying to replace that headliner with Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev. Quick turnaround for both fighters. I don't think Ankalaev will come back this early. Probably Jan. I don't know. I have no idea. When the belt is on the line and there's money on the line as well. I mean, look, Ankalaev didn't get injured versus Rakic. He probably has a couple bumps and bruises due to like him blocking the kicks and stuff like that. But he don't have any major injuries, so he could definitely go, headline UFC 310. I mean, look at Alex Pereira. He went and knocked out Jury with a broken toe, and he knocked him out in the second round with that foot where the broken toe was. So, anything is possible, man, if you put your mind to it, So can Ankalaev go have a quick turnaround? Yes, he can if he decides to, and I hope he does because this might be his only opportunity to fight Alex Pereira. Do you watch wrestling? No, I don't watch wrestling. I don't watch wrestling. But you know what's funny? I used to be a wrestling fan back in the day. I'm not really a wrestling fan right now. I did download UFC, not UFC, WWE. What is it? WWE 24. I did download that on my PlayStation 5, and I got to say that's a really good game. The story mode of that game is really cool, man. I really liked. I really liked everything about that game. It's pretty cool. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. But I don't watch wrestling like that. I'm from the old era. Nah, bro. I mean wrestling, like real wrestling, freestyle, Greco. Oh my gosh, wrestling. No, I don't watch wrestling. I don't watch that type of wrestling either. I used to. I did wrestling back then. But I don't watch wrestling like that, man. I really don't. I really don't. I watch mixed martial arts. I try to watch as much as mixed martial arts as I can, whether it's ONE FC, PFL, or the UFC. You know, I even catch myself from time to time watching Glory. To be honest, watch good kickboxing fights. But yeah, I don't really watch wrestling like that, man. I don't. And you know, wrestling is not televised like that. You know what I mean? Like on streaming services, wrestling is not televised like that. So it's a little bit different when it comes to wrestling. I just don't want to fight. I just don't want this fight to happen in Abu Dhabi between Ankalaev versus Alex. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be in Abu Dhabi because you know I'm not sure where it'll be, but I'm not. I don't think it'll be in Abu Dhabi. I don't think so. I mean I don't know. Maybe it would be. I have no idea. Is UFC 310 in Abu Dhabi? I have no idea. But if it is, damn. Yeah, that's gonna be even worse for them. Shit. Gotta take a long ass flight. You know what I was thinking about getting? I was thinking about getting the streaming services for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. What is it called? Combat Jiu Jitsu with Eddie Bravo. I was thinking about getting that just because I was watching a few matches on YouTube of that, and man, those things are really entertaining. Some of those be for real entertaining. I like them, you know, to be honest. All right, guys, I've been here for 32 minutes. Okay, I'm way past the point where I thought I'll be. I only wanted to stay on here for a little bit. You know, I usually stay on here for a short period of time, and sometimes I go over, and I keep going for like about an hour. But today I won't do that to y'all. I'll get out of here in the 35-minute mark. So in about 2 more minutes, I'll be out of here. Good night, man. Good night, brother. You have a good one. All right, you get some sleep. You rest up. If Uncle I get to Alex's legs, I think it's done. Well, you know, every fight starts starts standing up. And I tell you what, Alex Pereira is with Glover, and Glover is a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master. He's most likely teaching Alex, you know, maneuvers to get back to his feet. I think it's going to be very hard to take Alex down, especially when he's on the fence. You know what I mean? The guy, he's going to have some combinations, and you never know. You might see some flying knees. You know, you might see some flying knees. You know, out there just to give Ankalaev a warning. Like if you try to take me down, a flying knee can hit you in the head. So it's gonna be entertaining, guys. It really is. I'm excited for this one. If it happens, hey, now I'm excited because there's a quick turnaround. You know, Alex is strong though. He is, man. His hips are really, really strong. You know, I can tell because when he throws a left hook, it comes from the hip. You know what I mean? When he throws that left hook, it comes from the hips. That tells me his hips are very strong. He moves really well. He has good footwork. So it's not going to be easy taking a guy down. Ankalaev doesn't even have any threat in submission. That's what I'm saying. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like Ankalaev, everybody talks about him being such a, you know, great wrestler, but look, guys, he didn't take Rakic down. He stood standing with Rakic and made for a not entertaining fight, but hey, he did it. you know, it is what it is. And now we might see Alex Pereira versus Ankalaev, UFC 310. Quick turnaround for both guys. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the UFC does. I know they're scrambling, so let's see what they do. All right, guys. I've been on here for 35 minutes. I'm going to end it with this. If Alex Pereira beats Ankalaev at UFC 310, or if he even loses, knock on the wood, if he even loses to Ankalaev, I still consider Alex Pereira the fighter of the year. Why? Because the first thought that came to my mind when I saw the headline about Belal Muhammad pulling out for UFC 310 was Alex Pereira. That's the first fighter that I thought of. The UFC should call Alex Pereira. See what he's doing. All right, guys. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. I always say this. Please give me the thumbs up. It takes minimal effort. If you subscribe, it keeps us connected. All right, and it keeps the vibe going. Thank you for today. One love. I'm out.